let's see now to create the chart with the 7-day moving average or the 3-day moving average. I added a column here where the first case is exactly the same as the number of cases, and from that moment on it's the number of cases, that is the total number of cases reported up until then, minus the number of cases that we had in the previous day. And so just copy paste that formula all the way down there. I can actually do it for you. Cases per day. So the first day clearly has the same number of cases that were reported on that day, and then it's equal the total number of cases reported up until that day minus the number of cases reported up until the day before. And that's actually, I'm glad that I decided to do this with you, because I was going to have a mistake there. And so if all goes well, we'll have another case here, yes, and another case here. 2 cases reported here. That's correct. And now if I don't need to drag everything, I can just click on this last cell, bring the pointer to the corner until it shows that cross, and then double click, and it creates everything. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just create the chart as always. Click on A, Alt Control, click on C, release Control key, and now I'm going to insert a line chart. And there you go, you see the number of cases. And I'm going to be formally correct, and I'm going to change the type of chart, and I'm going to say that I actually want columns, because this is not continuous data, and this is a statistics class, so this is how my chart looks like. And as you can see, the small numbers here are kind of lost in the process, just as I mentioned. Let me just show you how this would look at the logarithmic scale. It would look like this. So we would see that in the beginning we were here between 1 and 10, and there was a period between 10 and 100, then a period between 100 and 1,000, a period between 1,000 and 10,000, and since then, and up until recently, we were between 10,000 and 100,000 for several months, and the past looks like around November 6th, maybe, something like that. Yeah, we went above 100,000. So this is what the logarithmic scales gives us, is that perception. So I'm going to remove it again, and what I'm going to do is add a trend line, just like we did with the linear regression. Actually, it immediately proposes a linear regression line, and to click on it again, and I'm going to ask the R just for you to see the effect, and to see that the R squared of this regression line is 0.669. And going back to my line, I could do a polynomial, and with a third order polynomial, I would get 73%. I could do a polynomial of degree 4, so a times x to the power of 4 plus b times x to the power of 3, and so on, and get a very interesting approximation. But with time series, the fact is that the future is yet unknown. We can only see what the current trend is, and we can look at what happened in the past. But anyway, what we want here is a moving average, and if we want a 3-day moving average, there it is. I'm going to change the color. Let me see if I remember where it is. I want an orange, and I want it a little bit easier to distinguish. There it is. Or I can say that I want a 7-day moving average, and that's what I have. The dash type, it's going to be dotted. I'm going to do a line, and maybe now I don't need it to make it so clear. So here it is, 7-day moving average. I can do a 6-day moving average, a 5-day moving average, a 4-day moving average, 3-day moving average, 2-day moving average, and see how this affects how the perception of my data.